It's been a busy few days. I just thought I'd make a quick video about some things that are going on in real-time alerts. So this was from a few days ago. There are other positions in here, but I've just taken them out just to simplify, and I've just kept the ETF positions in here, okay? So one of the rookie mistakes that people make when they first start following the process is they think that this is like the top positions that you should be in. And I'm just going to show you why that's incorrect. I fell for this mistake at the start when I first started using Hedgeye, so I just thought I'd explain it here, okay? So when people see these, they think these are the best positions to be in, and they kind of treat it like this, where they keep adding into this position. They think, okay, the real-time alert's been made at $61, and then it gets to 61 and a half. Sorry, this is a short, so it gets to 60 and a half. So they add a little bit more, and they add a little bit more, and they treat it like this pie chart over here, like these are the best positions to be in right now. And because they're at the low or the top end of the range, they are, but they are against everything else. They're the best positions, either a long or a short, at the top end of ranges, against the other positions that you already have. So it's hard when people come in to the Hedgeye process because they have to build up those positions. So instead of treating this real-time alerts like your entire pie, you have to make these positions much, much smaller, which they are if you've been following the process for longer. Because this is what the pie will look like if you're already positioned for the quad, and it's much different. So whereas this one is you might only have 4, 5, 6 positions open, long and short, because you're using something like ETF Pro, or obviously the ones that I took out here, other names that are in investment ideas, etc. Instead of the Brazil ETF, instead of EWZ being a huge part of your pie, what it actually is, it's only small. It's only like a 1% position against the other 99%, which is made up of ETF Pro. So, you know, at the time there were lots of comments in the queue, and I think later than this, because I think Keith added to the position later, there were lots of things that, oh, the position's going against me, the position's going against me. Well, okay, yeah, so at the time the position was down, but you know, this part of the pie might have been up, this part of the pie might have been up, this one, or this short may have done better against this long. You know, you can tell in the queue of the macro show is quite a good signal in itself. You can tell a lot from how people are positioned from the questions that are coming up in the macro show. And this is what I've said before, is that any single part of the Hedgeye process is good, but it only truly has its full potential when you use it all together. So when people were complaining about EWZ, it might have been, you know, new positions, new subscribers, etc. But that position going against you isn't as important when you have all the other parts of the pie. Now I've simplified it, you know, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There was 8 individual names that I've taken out of here. Okay, so there would have been 8 other slices in this pie, but there would have been 8 other slices in this pie from the real-time alerts for individual names. But if you included investment ideas in this, there would have been another 25 slices, because there's currently 25 plus names in investment ideas. So this pie would have been sliced again into 25 different individual names. Okay, so that's where all of this comes together. This is the part that people want, because this is the part that, oh, there's, you know, Hedgeye are really good at picking names, and this is the part that, you know, draws people in mostly, the real-time alerts. But when you combine it with ETF Pro or investment ideas, or just the whole quad process of which assets do best in which quad, then these little bits, you know, these little bits of bad performance, though it's tiny in comparison, they don't really matter when you're having it against the rest of the pie. Not this one, but this one. Or if I'd have added in investment ideas, all the other slices. Okay, so that's just something that people get drawn in for real-time alerts because they're used to having picks. You know, this is my top name. This is the top 5 shares to buy today because today has a Y in it, or whatever. Motley Fool and whatever else are blasting out, you know. This is what draws people in, is the real-time alerts, because people see it and they're used to picks. But when this becomes really important is when it's backed up by this part, not this part. Okay, so I fell for this when I first come in, because when I first joined, this is what I got brought into. I got brought into real-time alerts. This looks awesome. I want it, but I don't want to pay for the rest of it because, oh, I don't trade ETFs or I don't invest long-term, whatever it is. I just want this. I just want the picks part. So I just thought I'd explain what I've fallen for and what you can see, especially when Keith says one morning on the macro show that, oh, we have, you know, it's our best viewers for the macro show. You can tell that there's lots of new subscribers, and then slowly over the coming days and weeks you can see that if positions slightly go against, you can tell that they're positioned like this and not like this. So you can tell that from the queue, which is, again, you can use real-time alerts, you can use ETF Pro, and then you can use no numbers, but just the feelings that you get from the questions that come up in the macro show to understand how people are positioned, and probably when people are saying something's going against them, how it will probably, you know, go the other way. So that was just a quick update. I'm trying to keep them much shorter, and so yeah, hope that's helpful. Leave any comments that you want and I'll try and answer them if something's not clear. So cheers, have a good day.